Is your business's sound as unique as your brand? Find out how Ambitiously Entertainment can help you create the perfect atmosphere.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this video and on the Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect the opinion of our and Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. TVMA, viewer discretion is advised. All commentary is alleged.
Hey, hey. What's up, y'all? It is officially back. We're officially back in tap-in season. We got some things to talk about. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Hold on, y'all. I gotta fix some things. Okay. What's up, y'all? Hey, it's been a long time since we did a Tuesday show, so I'm kind of happy about this today. Today is babies. Hold on. Today is the tap in. Today we're going to get into some things. Listen, last we spoke, I was still in sporty cat mode. I am still in sporty cat mode right now. I am. I can't lie. I like to have a variety of things going on with this podcast. So let me start by saying, what's up, my ambitious family? Welcome to the Tap In. I am your host. Labor Lee, aka Cat Lee, Cat Lee Woo, and yes, welcome. We went a little deep today. I've been in my feelings. I've been sitting and doing these seasons, and I've been thinking about a few things. So we're going to talk about it. Now, usually we talk about the blueprint for success, but today we're looking at the ink. Some of the most brilliant African American athletes in basketball history haven't just rewritten the record books, they've rewritten the tabloids. We're talking about the drama kings, who are actually just kings of the court. I have a question. Is it fair to label them difficult? Or I got a couple of questions actually. Or is it just the word of the world, the word that the world uses, sorry, got tongue tied, for black men who know their worth and refuse to play by anyone else's rules? Today we are breaking down the legacies of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Allen Iverson, and that's just a few names, and a few other ones might surprise you. Grab whatever you need to grab, get your mind right, and let's tap in. Okay? Because we got some things to talk about. Before we do that, let me just do this one little thing. Remember,
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this video and on the Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect the opinion of our and Ambitiously the Podcast YouTube channel. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. TVMA, viewer discretion is advised. All commentary is alleged.
yeah, I have to do that because, we share this across many platforms, but, these particular ones, they are something else. But anyway, listen, join the conversation. You could do that by calling in. The number is 443-551-5963. 443-551-5963. You can also shoot us a text message, which we will be reading out loud. You could drop a comment. Your comment will be on the screen, and I will read that out loud. And if you call in, just know that you'll be live on air. Just to give you a heads up. Listen, hit us up. Hit us up for any reason. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Or you get us up at ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that is ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Remember, I always tell y'all, because I want y'all to do this. I want y'all to show your girl some love. So like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. We need every like, every share, every subscription. We're trying to keep this thing going, and those help so much with the progress. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com. And while you're over there, join the coffee community so we can have some. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, yes, Doc is Sporty Cat. She's back. Yes. Listen, we got some things to discuss. But first, we're going to talk about 2026 basketball without looking at the ripple effects left by Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. So let's get to this narrative that has been spinning. For years, KD was the snake for going to Golden State. Kyrie was unreliable for his off-court stances. So if you don't, as far as Kyrie, just little stuff like books that he might post on social media, which, believe it or not, social media gets a lot of people in trouble. But here's the reality. We're talking about two of the most skilled human beings to ever touch a Spalding. I mean, two of the most talented. Kyrie's handles is sorry, pardon me. It's not just dribbling, it's physics. He makes elite defenders look like they're on skates. KD's efficiency, standing nearly 7 foot tall and shooting 50, 40, 90. That shouldn't be possible. Let me give you some stats real quick. So, Kevin Durant is one of the only two players in the NBA history to have multiple 50, 40, 90 seasons while averaging over 25. Listen, we're not going. You know what Kevin Durant does. Despite the burnout count drama, because he has it, Kevin Durant's true shooting percentage consistently hovers above 63 to 65%, which is historically elite for a high volume scorer. Okay. Um, let's talk about Kyrie real quick. In 2016 finals, Kyrie averaged 27.1 ppg. People talked about his chemistry issues, but his clutch time scoring remains in the 90th percentile of the league. The 95th, percentile of the league. So I got a question for y'all. Why is it drama when KD wants to trade, but business when the team trades a player with no notice? Let's discuss this. What is that? And you often find that in African American players. It's almost like they feel like they're disposable. They're at their disposal and they can't feel any kind of way about their jobs. That's like you working a job for years. You're not happy there anymore, and them telling you you can't quit, but they can turn around and tell you that you can be fired. That's insane. That's completely and utterly insane. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. Um, if the player's not happy there, they're not gonna give you their full percent. You feel me? They're gonna come do their job because it's just their job. They get paid to do it, just like any normal, regular job. You get paid to do a job. You come there, you do the job. But what happens when you're not happy with the job anymore? Are you supposed to sit in a job where you're not happy? I personally have never been that person to sit at a job where I know I'm completely and utterly unhappy. Um, but one would say, well, they make millions, so they should just deal. But they're putting a lot at risk. One, their mental health. Two, their physical health. Their bodies. They on the court all season. They're training during the season, off season. They're traveling across the globe, leaving their loved ones and family members behind. There's a lot that they have to go through. So, yes, I feel like those millions are well deserved. And I don't feel like it's fair for certain people, I'm not going to say who, I believe it is, but certain people to make them feel bad because they're not happy where they are. And that's just my personal opinion on that, to be honest with you. Um, it's I look at this all the time, and it bothers me some. And I love sport, y'all. I love sports, but sometimes I'm thinking like, could I endure some of the things that they have to endure? Because there's so much criticism within any league, let alone basketball, the NBA, or the ABA, whatever you want to, whatever league you're in. There's a lot of criticism that you have to endure um, from within, let alone spectators and journalists. That's a hard sell. I'm gonna tell you another person who has always endured, and we talked about him before on the tap in, but we're going to talk about, because we can't talk about this whole subject matter without bringing him up. And that person is Allen Iverson. So, the 2001 final run, carrying a team with literally no other All Stars. The dress code, how the NBA tried to sanitize AI's hip hop influence. And they didn't try, they did. They absolutely did. Uh, and it was based on him, nobody else. They weren't worried about anybody else. It was him. He had the cornrows, the tattoos, the urban wear. I hate to call it urban wear, but that's what they'll call it, which is what he felt comfortable in. He was coming to work, he was doing his job, but yet it was always an issue. And I felt like they gave him, and I still one of my favorite sound bites of all time, which is practice. We talking about practice. We're not talking about the game. We talking about practice. You feel me? I forever, that sound bite is forever synonymous to me. Yes, the answer. Stop playing with him. But that soundbite will always be embedded in my brain for the rest of my life. I'll be an old woman still repeating that soundbite. I promise you. But they always gave him flack. One, I think because he wanted to rap also, which many players within the league want to rap too. They want to play, but they want to rap too. And it's like, who told you that they couldn't have two jobs? That's like telling me that I can't be a podcaster and a tax preparer and have the outside job that I just picked up. Like, you can't tell me how many jobs I can work. And if I have a passion for a thing, then let me be passionate about my thing. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm early with the words, but let me be passionate about the things that I love. Now, AI taught a generation of ball players they didn't have to cut their hair or hide their tattoos to be a MVP. Because who said that? Now, what I want to, the other side of that is, and I want to discuss that too, is we think about the players that came before him, like your Michael Jordans, your Magic Johnsons, your Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, your there's so many so many players that I can name. At one point in time, clean cut was the thing, and I think that they always thought it was gonna be that way. Like, you always gonna be the clean cut. Shit, how? Kevin Durant don't even brush his hair sometimes, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I think in their minds it's like, okay, you got to be clean cut, you got to be, you have to look a certain way. And when Allen Iverson came on the scene, he was none of the things that they embodied for what their vision was for an NBA player. And because he was so embedded in the hip hop community, I don't think they wanted those lines to cross. Here's the problem though. No matter how much you feel some kind of way about it, hip hop and basketball will always be synonymous. Heck, Curtis Blow made a song called Basketball. I mean, it's always been intertwined because most of the young men that go to the league of African American descent come from the hood or come from, you know, a strong black background, right? And within that strong black background, they grew up on hip hop music. So they didn't want the two to cross, in my opinion. But he didn't allow them to stop him. Well, he don't brush his hair sometimes, Doc. Sometimes I want to get that man a brush. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got no beef. If he don't want to brush his hair, he don't want to brush his hair. I'm just saying, if I was his lady or whatever he prefers, I would brush his hair. Like, come here, babe. Let me brush that real quick. I'm that kind of girl. Come here, let me brush your hair real quick. You feel me? I'm a nurturer. But no, I'm not throwing no shots at KD. That man is a beast. But I'm just saying, I'm telling the truth. Sometimes that man does not like to brush his hair. That's all I'm saying. But there's no way to separate those two things. Hip hop, basketball, they'll always be intertwined, whether you wanted it to be that way or not. One is you base your league, most of the people that you hire for these teams to be on these teams are of African American descent. And you can't take what is their culture away from them because they work for you. That's just like ridiculous. That's like telling a black woman she can't wear an afro to work. Like, what? Are you serious? How do you get to tell me how to wear my hair? This is not slavery days. You don't get to tell me what kind of person that I am allowed to be. That's ridiculous. So let's get to some AI information real quick. So the 2001 carry job, 2001 was a crazy year. It's very hard to forget that year because we know what happened. in New York, in Pennsylvania, and in DC. But we still had to keep it moving, and life kept moving, like life kept going on. But in 2001, Allen Iverson accounted for 30% of his team's total points the entire season. He was carrying that team the entire season, and he came to play every night. Um, he led the league in steals, um, in minutes, while weighing barely 165 pounds. Yep, he only weighed 165 pounds. um, a little small ninja. Um, the NBA dress code of 2005 was largely a response to AI. Research shows that the NBA viewership actually increased during the AI era, proving the drama was actually highly profitable for the league. But it wasn't the money for them, it was the control. It was the control. They wanted to be in charge of everything. And so that's what it boiled down to. It was the control. Um, and that's the way I see it. I won't see it any other way because that's what it looks like to me. All right, let me take a brief water break. I'll be right back. Give me a hot shake. Give me a second.
What if the background music in your business could do more than just fill silence? What if it could actually increase sales, build customer loyalty, and define your brand? Our mission is simple: to help businesses like yours succeed by harnessing the strategic power of sound. We believe the right music can be a game changer, and we're going to prove it.
All right, I'm back. I feel like I should wet my whistle from time to time, and I don't want to do it on the mic. Um, anyway, let's get to the enigma of the big man. We're going to talk about two in particular. Um, one of them, in which played on one of my all-time favorite teams, because all my teams wear purple and gold and white. Sometimes we wear white. Sometimes they put on black, but they wear those colors. From high school, it's been like that. Even my high school basketball team wore purple, gold, white. So you know what team I'm talking about. So the first person we're going to get into, we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the physical drama of it all. So we're going to talk about Shaq first. Funny, I told y'all, me telling people's business on the tap in is never intentional, but always warranted. And in this case, I have to tell this tidbit of information. Now, my dad, the man that I call my father, he's not my biological father, but he's the only dad that I can say raised me. He raised me from the time I was 6 years old up until he still is around. Like, that's my dad. You feel me? I call him Pops, Daddy. Well, I really call him Daddy, but Daddy, I need or can you know what I mean? Daddy. My sister, myself, we're daddy's girls. My daughter is a granddaddy's girl. But one thing that was always funny about my dad, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody always said that my dad looked like Shaq, right? Um, Even my little sister, when she was little and she would see Shaq on TV, she'd be like, "Daddy." So this I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, I could not go without throwing that in there. But my dad is an amazing dad. So yeah, and he's tall, really tall. Um, and you know what I mean. So yeah, he's shorter than Shaq though. But anyway, remember we remember the beef with Kobe. Y'all remember that? I remember that. And the hurt on company time. I'm hurt on company time comments. Y'all remember that? It was a lot going on back in them times. But we forget that Shaq was a physical anomaly who changed the very construction of the baskets because he kept breaking them. I know y'all remember that. So they started making him a little different because when he came in, it shattered. You feel me? He was breaking the hoops. He was doing all that. I love Shaq. I still to this day love Shaq. I don't. On the other hand, really like those general commercials. I hate that that he's doing that, but he getting his money, so I can't complain. A lot went on with Shaq and Kobe. They did have a, a a weird relationship when they played together, and it was the whole thing where everybody was hanging out, but Kobe wasn't really hanging out with everybody else. But then we also got to remember that he was a kid. But the one thing, once they finally figured it out, they were unstoppable. They were a hell of a combination. They were, and with my favorite coach being their coach, I feel. I haven't learned to whistle yet. I haven't. They made a dynamic duo. They had their issues, like the one time where Kobe was like, I should have did what Shaq did when he was facing those allegations, those sexual allegations. He said that bothered Shaq. Would have bothered me too. Don't drag me into your mess. And I love Kobe, but in my mind, don't drag me into your stuff. You gotta deal with this. You got the allegation. I don't. So now you're gonna pull me in. Don't do that. Don't do that. Um, the arguments with, like, again, with Shaq being hurt and him saying that he was hurt on company time, Kobe didn't really like that too much. So that was a thing. That was a whole thing. But once they got it together, they did they big one. They did their big one. And so I always loved them as teammates, although they might not have always loved each other. So that's my take on the Shaq, and he was one hell of a big man. You got him on your squad, yeah. Some things was happening. Some things was shaking, well, in the latter years, but some things was shaking, especially when he got with the Lakers. They got multiple rings out of it. Let's go. Let's go. Um, they are the champs. Well, not these days, but back in the day, they was together. They was the champs. A lot of people, even Allen Iverson, talks about how much respect and love that he has for Shaq, and I love that too. And Shaq also returned to the commentary for Allen Iverson as well. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's move on to another big man. Let's talk about Draymond Green. Oh, Draymond. Okay. So the technical fouls, the enforcer energy. People call it a distraction. Warriors fans call it 4 championship rings. That's what they call it. Draymond got his stuff with him too, but I just think that sometimes it maybe his personality doesn't rub off well on everybody, but I think as far as getting the job done, he does what he comes to do. So let's get to the intangibles. The Golden State Warriors winning percentage drops by nearly 15 to 20% when Draymond Green is out of the lineup. That's whether it's suspensions or injuries. But when he's not there, this percentage drops 15 to 20%. He is the only player in history to record a triple-double without scoring 10 points. He had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 steals. Monumental. So I have a question. Is a player dramatic if their presence is the literal glue of a multi-billion-dollar dynasty? I really would like to know. Where does the other question that I have, because I have another one, where does the energy end and the drama begin? If Draymond isn't loud, does the do the Warriors even have a dynasty? Probably not, because is no iron team. You need your key players. You need your key players. And he happens to be one of them. He happens to be one of them. Get that man his props. He get on my nerves too, though. He does. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, Draymond, I had enough of you. But that's not necessarily him on the court. That's more so just personality. Sometimes I'm like, all right, he get on my nerves. Um, all right, so let's talk about the next generation, though. This dude, right? We about to talk about. I feel like he still has a lot of growth that he has to do. A lot of growing that he has to do. I do. He's been through some things. He's done some things. And I don't think that he realizes how detrimental some of the things that he does are to his career. Right. First, let me see what Doc had to say. So Doc has said it's a team sport. Everybody has a role to play. They do. And that's the facts. There's no iron team. I've never seen the iron team, but whatever. I've never seen that. But anyway. Well, you couldn't tell Kobe that for a minute, but eventually he got it together. I'm sorry, I love you, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gianna. But you couldn't for a minute which brings me to the person I'm about to talk about. When they're young coming into the league, sometimes most of the time, 95% of the time, there's a lot of immaturity. And, they don't really know how to handle or juggle all of it. They just think, I'm the shit. You feel me? I'm that guy. And I'm here, this is my team, and I'm taking over. And a lot of young men, when they come in the league, they think like that, unfortunately. But eventually they get it together and they realize and they recognize that they have to become team players. And that's the truth. I'm sorry. I had a little hiccup thingy going on. Okay, so, and that's the facts. So this is the next gentleman we're going to talk about. We've talked about him on the show before too, but on a Media Monday, not on a Tap In. So we have to look at Ja Morant. He made let me get a sip because he made my throat dry. Okay, so we got to talk about Ja Morant. In 2024 and 2025, they were rough for him in the headlines, but in 2026, he's showing us what a comeback looks like. Again, maturity levels. I keep saying that. Like, sometimes they're not. They're okay. You'll say they're grown men, but they're still children at heart. They're just big, tall children that can play ball. You feel me? When they're coming in, sometimes they just don't have no sense. But anyway, high stakes. When you're young, black, and wealthy, the margin for error is razor thin. It is. It is. And like I said, this is why I keep saying what I'm saying. When you're young, your maturity levels aren't there. You just can play the fuck out of basketball. And you got special skills. You got a special skill set. But that doesn't mean your mind is all the way there. You're all the way there. You're already processed. And I know they'd be like, oh, well, that's why we don't want people coming in from high school. I don't care if they're in their 20s. Your mind is not maturing until you're about 25. And even then, it's still questionable. So, yeah, when you're young, there is a very thin line for some of the stuff. Like, you can't be brandishing weapons on social media. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. I don't care. Like, that you should know better than to do that anyway, because you play professional basketball. But again, maturity levels. So Let's talk about it. The Dunks are back though, but the leadership is just is what's evolving. Like we love the Dunks, but we need some leadership. And if you're gonna lead, then lead. So let's get to some of his stats. Since his return to full-time play, Ja's paint points per game lead all guards in the NBA, which is a good thing. Nobody ever said he was a bad player. We just saying you got to grow up a little bit, bruh, because you have a career to think about. But anyway, the narrative. After the 2024 suspension, Ja's jersey sales stayed in the top 10. This proves that the fans' connection to his game is stronger than the headlines, which is amazing. But I'm still going to say there comes a time, young man, where we have to mature and grow up and not be acting like we could just do whatever we want to do. We can't do whatever it is that we want to do. It's not allowed. Now, there's some things like fashion that I feel like, okay, y'all out of pocket. Hairstyles, I felt like for a long time, they were out of pocket. They let it go after a while, though, but they were out of pocket. You can't. Tattoos, these things, I don't feel like they should have control over. But when you online brandishing weapons, I do feel like that you should not be able to do. Do I think that the suspensions were just? I do, because what are you doing, sir? But they didn't put him out; they just suspended him, which is a miracle. Because they could have been like, "Nah, you suspended indefinitely. No team is gonna take you." You feel me? What happened to? I'm switching over to football. Things could have happened. He could have not been playing in the league at all, but they just suspended him, and then he's back. So I hope that some of these things he takes away with him as lessons, because they are very, very, very important lessons to have. Some things you just can't do at your job. No, you can't bring a weapon to your job and brandish it. So if somebody goes and tells your the higher ups that you're doing that, you're fired. He just got suspended. He got lucky. You just can't do that. I know he wasn't at work when he was brandishing these weapons, but you do represent the NBA, and that's not a look that they cool with. It's not a look that they're gonna be okay with. Um, I am gonna get to a story that I've been meaning to cover for a while, and it does involve firearms. And one of the people involved in this story lost his career and then wound up spending time in prison and taking a life behind a firearm. So they don't play that at all, at all. Well, it started with a couple of a couple of firearms, and then it led to him not having a career. The other party, on the other hand, and like I said, we're going to talk about that later. He still had a career, but that young man lost his career because of an incident that happened in the locker room. It's crazy. So we'll talk about that later, though. What I'm saying in all is this. When it comes to these players, I think that we all have to remember that they're human. At the end of the day, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to do things. They're going to have attitudes. Maybe they're going to have stank attitudes. They're human. You don't know what they have going on off the court, and you don't know what they got going on in the locker rooms. You don't know what they have going on in the back office. You just have no idea. All you know is that you turn on your television or you pay your ticket for the game and you go and you watch. And you become the spectator. And I'm gonna be honest with a lot of people who have opinions on some of the things, except for this weapon brandishing. I'm sorry, I got an opinion on that. But a lot of people who have opinions on a lot of the things that they do, at the end of the day, y'all don't do what it is that they do. Are you on the court playing 7 games? Are you out there? I ain't gonna lie, some people just flop. But are you out there getting fouled? Are you out there on the court getting roughed up and angry, and now you want to fight? I do love a good sports fight. I'm sorry. Um, but are you going through these things? No, you're not. You're sitting in the crowd watching the game, or you're watching it on television. You're not going through what these dudes are going through. By the way, the whole AI incident, I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. When they were talking about him in practice, he had just lost his best friend and was very deeply hurt. His wife said that's one of the only people that he really would listen to. Like, that was his best friend. And so he was sad and he was going through something. And they were complaining about practice. So, you just don't know. All you see is them on the court. You don't see the other things, the mental things that they deal with. You don't see that type of stuff. When they get hurt, you don't feel the pain that they're enduring, because you're not the one getting hurt. They are. And so and then, as far as the league is concerned, if he wants to get traded, let that man go where he want to go play at. That's always been an issue for me. All right, now I understand you spent money on him. If he wants to go somewhere else and somebody else is willing to take him, you work their pockets, get your money back. But don't keep somebody in a job where they're not happy. I don't condone that shit. I don't condone that at all. Like, let them be happy. Let them be cool with what they got going on, because you'll get the most out of them when you allow them to be happy. Otherwise, they come into work like, oh, I hate this job. I wish they just let me break free. It's almost modern day slavery if you think about it. Just let me be free. Give us free. Anyway, yeah, yeah. Some they have their points. Some I can agree with. A lot I cannot agree with. As far as the league is concerned, and a lot of these players have very valid points, and a lot of them I do agree with as well. It's a hard situation. But anyway, nonetheless, all of these players are fantastic players. They have je ne sais quoi. They have a skill that a lot of y'all do not possess. And so I just say, cut them some slack. Cut them some slack. It's hard to navigate the notorious and being notorious and the legacy. They're very hard things to navigate. You feel me? And especially you're in the limelight, everybody's watching you, everybody has something to say. Sometimes we just gotta cut them fellas some slack. That's all. That's all. Now, do I condone all of the nonsense? No. Don't be out here putting your hands on people. Don't be out here brandishing weapons and thinking it's cool and they gonna let it slide. Don't be out here doing things to women. That's not cool. I'm not cool with none of that. But are you a very skilled and talented basketball player? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I respect you for that part. Um, but people make mistakes also. So yeah, just certain thing. I don't think that y'all should have an opinion on every single solitary thing that they do. That's all I'm saying. Some things, yes, I got my opinions. So I mean, everybody has opinions though, but some things it's like, really, really, all right, chill out, because some things it's not your place to have a discussion about it. When it comes to their teams, I know you're a fan. I'm a fan too, but when it comes to the team, like business, It's not your business. You don't pay them. I mean, well, you kind of do if you go to the games, and you kind of do if you watch the games because the more ratings, the better. But you're not out there. You ain't out there. You ain't out there. They are. How? And they pay the price. So chill out. Certain shit anyway. Like Draymond might get on your nerves. He get on mine, but he's a hell of a player, and so he doing his job. Shaq got on my nerves sometimes too, but he got out there and he did his job. Allen Iverson, I just told y'all that man carried his team. He carried his team. No all-star players. He was the only one, and he carried his team. Kevin Durant, no, he don't brush his hair often. But he's one of the best players in the league. Kyrie, he can read what he wants, and if he wants to post what he's read on social media, I don't feel like that's a thing. Yes, you might have felt like it was anti-Semitic, but it's a book that he read and he found interesting. He can't have his own opinions. You make him go to college first. So he learned some shit while he was in college. What the fuck? Get off his back. I like Kyrie. I do. And before that book incident, y'all loved him too. Y'all did. Y'all loved him very much. Y'all, the NBA tried to change Allen Iverson, and he changed the NBA instead. Sorry. Draymond and Shaq, I don't know. I mean, they have their stuff with them, but everybody has their stuff with them. I don't know if I would call it drama. I think I would lean more towards it's just physical and emotional price of winning. It is. That's the price. You a winner. Sometimes you just be dealing with some shit. And I'm happy. I don't want to speak too soon though, but I am happy that John Morant is in his evolution phase in life. You feel me? And what that means for him. That means that he's growing up a little, and I like that for him. I like that a lot. Yes, grow up. But anyway, y'all, it is now time for me to show some love. I was very excited and happy to do this show because I haven't done this show since this segment of the show. I've done podcasts, but I haven't been able to do the tap in since November. The last show I did was in November. I can't remember the exact date. The last tap in episode I was able to do was in November. So I'm happy to be able to get back to doing these. I love the tap in. I love doing the tap in. I love the nostalgia. In this episode alone, I loved how we were able to talk about things from, and I love being Sporty Cat, but I like that we were able to talk about things that happened in the past and bring it full force to the future. I love that. That means a lot to me. And so I'm happy to be able to return to doing a tap back. It is time for the love note. So I got to show some love first. Anybody watching for Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Rumble, I love you. Thank you for your support. Don't be afraid to jump in the comments and give me your opinion. I ask questions on this podcast. Jump in the comments and tell me what your take on these questions. Like, what do you feel? Answer my questions. I would like to know what you think. Yeah. But that's live love, or we can call it replay love. However you watch this podcast, it's love, and I love you for it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. But now it's time for me to show the other kind of love that I show every night. Because I love them. I love them so much. This love I'm about to show is to our listening audience, our largest audience, period. We had 27,000, y'all. I love it. I love y'all so much. Thank you for the love and support. I love y'all so much. Listen, we call it the love notes because this is the way for me to show them love because they listen, they don't watch, and they don't get to hop in the comments. Y'all could always shoot me an email though, or you can call in or whatever, or you could just watch. We on. I told you we on Facebook, we on YouTube, we on Rumble, we're on Twitch. You could watch as well, but these people come from across seas and oceans, from across mountains and valleys, and it's like, no, they don't. They just download, and I love them so much for it. Listen, I'm all about global love. I love people, and I want us to love on each other. So this is my way to show y'all some love. Yeah, the love notes. It's time for the love notes. Now, how do we come up with the name Love Notes? Well, I used to call it love. Doc used to call it show notes, which I was never going to call it that. I love you, Doc, but I was never going to call it that. We bickered. We went back and forth like the non-Brazilian man and Brazilian woman that we are. It's an inside joke. And finally, we came to the compromise. And the compromise was that because we realized that there's no love without compromise. So the compromise was that we would call it the Love Notes. And I love it. I would never change that title ever, ever, ever. From that day forward, it's been the Love Notes. And so I appreciate you, Doc, for helping me come to that title of what this is. Oh, wait, give me 1 second. Because the newer list is not here, but it is now, baby. It is now. Okay. I haven't done a tap in forever. I'm sorry. Um, so let's get to these love notes. Oh, Doc also said I had a stack of papers the size of a composition notebook. I did not. It was a lot of papers, though. But in all fairness, it was a lot of cities, states, countries, and territories on those papers. We don't do that anymore. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Gotta get this comment off the screen before I do that, though. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. Now we do this. And I love it. Let's get it. I love you guys so much. It is time for the love notes, man. Shout out to the United States, the United Kingdom, India, China, Canada, Belgium, specifically Brussels. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the love. You guys are amazing. I love you. Thanks. Russia, Indonesia, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Turkey, Switzerland, Germany, Mexico, Austria, Philippines, and Kenya. Hi, I love you guys. Pakistan, Romania, South Africa, Nigeria, Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, Spain, Ireland, and Nepal. I love you all. You guys are amazing. You are, you are, you are. Barbados, Israel, Hong Kong, France, Poland, Tunisia, Venezuela, baby, Czech Republic, Portugal, and Morocco. Hey, I love y'all too. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Ghana, Finland, Cameroon, Lithuania, Sweden, Bangladesh, Latvia. You guys are amazing too. Thank you for the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. You are. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Hungary, Greece, Denmark, Jamaica. I got you, baby. Slovakia, Ukraine, and Peru. Hi, I love you too. Thank you for the love and the support. You guys are amazing. Italy, Egypt, Malta, Tanzania, Cambodia, Colombia, Trinidad, and Tobago. Told y'all Trinidad and Tobago, just be on the lookout. We don't know. But I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Bulgaria, Cote d'Ivoire, Palestinian territory occupied. Shout out to them. Malaysia, Iraq, Ecuador, Islamic Republic of Iran. I do not support none of what's going on right now. Oh, shoot. And I missed one, but I love y'all too. Oh, Uruguay. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Georgia, the country, not the state, New Guinea, Vietnam, Estonia, Panama, New Caledonia, and United Dag nabbit, I'm gonna say it wrong, and I don't want to say it wrong. It's just, man, they throwing me off with some of this stuff that's going on across the world. I don't condone none of that, y'all. I'm gonna get y'all though. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. I don't condone none of that behavior, especially for the reasons why I really know that they're doing what they're doing. I don't like it. Um, United Arab Emirates. Thank you guys for the love. And y'all, like I said, I don't condone none of the nonsense. Well, I don't even like this person that is in charge of this country that I live in right now, but whatever. I don't like none of the actions, none of them, any of them. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for the love and the support. Thank you for coming back and tuning into this podcast. I see how y'all return. This is why the downloads are the numbers are going up, and I love y'all and thank you. Thank you so much. Um, Listen, Doc has said, hit up all cat platforms. Yes, hit up all my platforms, please. Please do. Listen, my name is Kat Lee, and I approve. Hold on, I gotta get this right. I gotta do this thing. Oh, y'all, I have not used this in so long. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make sure I get this right, baby. I have not been on here in this particular studio in so long. So some things. Let's take that out of there real quick. It's some things. Okay, it is in there. Okay, done. Um, there's some things that I gotta get in order around this piece. But not, my name is Kat Lee Wu, and I approve this message. Thank you, Doc. Hold on. Yes. I approve this message. And Doc gave me my extra bling. Thank you, babes. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know I love my bling. Uh, anyway, y'all. I love y'all so much, and I appreciate y'all for the love and thank you. All right, it's time for me to say a couple of things, few things. I got a few things to say. Join the conversation. You can always do that by calling the number 443-551-5963, 443-551-5963, or you could shoot us a text. We'll read it out loud. We will. Or you can just drop a comment and I'll read that out loud as well. And just remember, if you call in, you'll be live on air. Hit us up. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Or you can hit us up at ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Remember, this is always on the screen, but remember to like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We need every like, every share, every subscription that we could get. Those are greatly appreciated. You guys have no idea. And I love you for it. Thank you. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com. And while you're over there, join the coffee community so we can have salacious, titillating, and taboo conversations. And I can fucking cuss whenever the fuck I feel like it. No censorship. Yes, sometimes I do cuss like a sailor, but that's who I am. I don't try to change you. Don't try to change me. Go on over there, though. And much love to our residential DJ Rukazy. Y'all better get a DJ some. He holds us down every week. And I do mean every week. We greatly appreciate him with all of our hearts for what it is that he does over here. And also let us know how you feel about our mixes because we would like to know. I love them. I hope you love them too. All right. Swig of water. Now it's time for me to say the other things that I have to say, which is mind your business. Except for on Media Mondays where I tell everybody's business because I'm nosy and I want y'all to be nosy with me because it's fun. Absolutely fun. Plus, there's a safer way to be nosy. I don't need y'all out in these streets being nosy. It's dangerous out here. Have y'all been watching the news lately? It's dangerous. Um, it's so dangerous. Just come over here and we'll be nosy together in a safe environment. Um, The tap in, I did it again today. It's hard sometimes because some things I'll be talking about, things come out. But anyway, listen, it's never intentional but always warranted. There's a reason why I'm telling the little bit of tidbit of business that I do tell on the tap in. It's never intentional. Like the thing with my dad, y'all didn't need to know that, but I just gave y'all that little bit of information. I actually gave y'all some good information to let y'all know why I love this man so much. He's always been a great dad to me. Uh, anyway, um, the wiretap, though, on the other hand, if you have a court case or some kind of fuck shit that you're out there doing, and I could write a piece on it or I could pull the court case, baby, I am pulling it. Oh, tomorrow we're skipping um we're going to get back to the girls because we got to make sure that we take care of our children, not any missing child, but we're going to get back to them. But tomorrow we're going to read this other case, this that's involving Rock Nation, Fat Joe, and some other people. We'll talk about that tomorrow. um but yeah, we're getting into that. But see, if I could pull the court case, baby, I'm reading it. You shouldn't be a foul, depraved, disgusting, dirtbag, dumbass, diabolical, oh my gosh, the names, heinous, sinister. Oh my gosh, you should not be any of these things. If Doc was on screen right now, he'd say insidious. You should not be any of those things because it's just why? Why? But if you are any of those things, and like I said, you got a court case or you got some fuck shit going on, and I could write a piece about it, or I could pull the court case, baby, I am, and I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it because you shouldn't be none of those things anyway, dumbass. Um, Wet and Wired, this interchangeable. Sometimes it's my business. Sometimes I use it for other purposes, but at the end of the day, it's a good show. Cattails, still working on some tweaking. We got some things to work out, some kinks. I got to tell this story right when I tell it, and I need y'all to be prepared because I said some things in there that are a little. I have to figure out how to word some of these things telling this story, but yeah, it's my business. Other people involved is their business too. But here's the thing: I change everybody's names. I do change everybody's names. Nobody names is the same. So if your name is Jonathan, then I might change your name to Nathaniel. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't never tell the real names, but this is how you can get exposed. You can jump in the comments and run your mouth. Then they'll know it's you, and it's like, oh, that's you. You might hurt your dating chances, to be honest. Or you can decide to reach out to me, which you should never do because if I'm telling the story, we don't speak anymore anyway. We don't. I don't rock with you. You don't rock with me. So don't call yourself reaching out to me about anything because if you do, my friend, I will expose you. I will because you shouldn't even be talking to me. I'm not talking. I didn't reach out to you. My detachment is real. I keep telling y'all that my detachment is real. But yeah, those are the two ways for you to be exposed. Now, Doc will always says and will always say that a hit dog will holler, and I just say holler, bitch. Like, what you want me to do? You shouldn't have did the shit, and I wouldn't have a story to tell. Shit, fuck. Anyway, other than that, mind your business. Safe way to live your life. Very safe way to live your life. Thank you, Doc. You on point tonight, baby. Listen. Love your babies, hug your babies, encourage your babies, and always remember to tell your babies that they are the GOAT, the greatest of all times. They need that encouragement. They need you to encourage them. You're their parent. You're the first line of defense. They need you to do that. They need that from you. Um, like, I don't care how old they get either. They need that from you. Listen, if they want to work for NASA, tell them to be the best astronaut, engineer, receptionist, janitor, secretary, or whatever the hell else they do over there at NASA. I don't know. But what I do know is that you need to get yourself a telescope, a good one. Requires a little bit of assembly, comes with extra lenses, scopes, beams. And if you got one like mine, an app too, baby. High Nat Geo. Uh, and put it together. Take it outside. discover some shit with your kid. You need to. That's what you should do as a parent. You feel me? You never know what you might discover. A comet, a meteor, a freaking. Oh wait, the eclipse is coming tonight. We won't see it though, because I gotta go to bed. I got things to do in the morning. But an eclipse. Well, don't look at that through the telescope though. But if you do discover a meteor, a comet, or an asteroid, I hope they're all going past you, not coming towards you. That's so frightening. A planet they say it's not a planet anymore, but I still say it's a planet because I don't give a shit. I had to build a solar system. You made me build a solar system. You can't just come back now and be like, "No, it's not a planet. It's a planet." Or perhaps you'll run into some people. I mean, well, they're not people, some beings. I don't know if they come from above or below, but whatever they come from, they're going to beam you up or down and they're going to probe you. And so this message is for them. I don't want to go. I do not want to go. Leave me where I am. Unless you have a planet that's better than this planet, then I might be persuaded. Um, I do have a neighbor you can come get though. I saw her today, but she left me alone, which is a good thing. So maybe y'all got her and y'all told her, like, leave her alone. Leave her alone. We tired of her telling us to come get you. But anyway, yeah. If they want to work for NASCAR, telling me about NASCAR driver, pit boss, pit crew member, commentator, engineer, because they have those as well, or whatever the hell else they do over there at NASCAR. I don't know. What I do know is that they have a need for speed, and at one point in time, baby, the muscle car was king, and in my opinion, will always be. If you're my friend on Facebook, you know how I get down. You see it all the time. It's muscle car going to pop in there at least once a day. Okay, um, yeah. Shout out to them. Big shout out to NASCAR for that. Yes, muscle cars are amazing. Anyway, but whatever it is that they want to do, just encourage them to be great. Always let them know that they are the GOAT, the greatest of all times. They need that, and that's your job, so do it. Do your job. Do your freaking job. It is now time for your fair warning. Let's get it.
The following moments may contain explicit language.
It said May. I'm guaranteeing you that it does. It's a guarantee. Yeah, it's a guarantee. Listen, stay the fuck in your lane. My lane, your lane, not the same. Your lane is over there. My lane is over here. Stay in your shit, and everything will be cool. You jump in my lane, you're gonna get something that you do not want. I can make the promise you don't want it. You don't want it. Oh my gosh. Do not break the glass, do not push the button, or the gate comes up. And you don't want that. Because then she coming out and she might bite your head off. You're gonna get this. You don't want this. Okay? You don't want this. Leave the roar where the roar belongs. In the pride. Leave it there. You don't want her. She's not nice. She's not sweet. She's not kind. She's not cuddly. There are two sides to a Libra, and you don't want that other side. You want the nice, sweet, kind, and cuddly side. You want that side always. Um, you want her. She's nice, sweet, kind, and cuddly. I promise you. Yeah, she is. She is. She is. Plus, when you get her, you get a 2-for-1 special. Thank you, Doc, babe. You get the AU Big Purr, bitches. AU Big Purr. And you want that, too. You want the AU Big Purr. Oh, you want the AU Big Purr. AU Big Purr. Because when Cat is purring, Cat is a happy, happy, happy girl. You want the AU Big Purr. You don't want the roar. Leave the roar alone. Just don't even indulge in the roar. Come to the to the light side. Get the meow, get the purr, leave the roar. Okay. Plus, what usually happens when you jump into other people's lanes is a collision. And who the fuck needs that? I don't need that for you. I don't need that for me. We don't need that for we. So just yeah, stay in your lane. That's the best thing you could do. And here's the other thing. If pick and choose your battles wisely, because if you're not picking and choosing wisely if you decide to go with the roar. I'm just saying you're not making responsible decisions. You pulling the John Morant, and you shouldn't be doing that. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Every battle is not a battle for you to fight, baby. Sometimes you gotta be like, you know what? You got that. I'm gonna live to fight another day so I can win the war. Fuck that battle. Have it. Have it. Not going to go in on baby Caligula, but I will say that he lied. He definitely lied because he studied rap battle for a living. Um, if he did, then he would know these two gentlemen I'm about to speak of. They've been in a time or two themselves before, but this song was not part of a rap battle. This is just a prophetic song. They were so young, but they said something very important, which is that there is a war going on outside and that no man is safe from it. They said you can run, but you can't high five in these streets that we done took. You walk with your head down, scared to look, you shook. This ain't no such thing. He's halfway crunk, scared to death, scared to look. Look, mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. I gotta meditate. That's my mantra. I have to meditate. I'm sorry. Bring me out of that street thug life type of thing and bring me back into peaceful cat. The meow cat. Listen. Live the fight another day and to win the war. Fuck the battles. I'm worried about the war. We are all fighting a war right now. Worry about the war. Fuck the battle. Anyway. Be listen. Be you. Be amazingly you. Be wonderfully you. Be ambitiously you. Be genuinely you. Be authentically you. But be you at the end of the day. Even if they say they hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, and the way that you dress. Two of them things I wouldn't concern myself with: the walking and the fucking dressing thing. Listen, be the best dressed weirdo ever, and you can't help how the Most High made you walk. You can't. But the talking shit, you can stop that. You can definitely stop that. You cannot file lawsuits against people because you lost the battle you should have never engaged in the first place. Your friends tried to tell you. You cannot make up fake accents. That's stupid. You think you cool or you try to be that so down. Don't do that. Just be who you are. Speak your native tongue. Don't try to be British all of a sudden or Jamaican all of a sudden. Don't do that. Just be who you are. And really, you could just really shut the fuck up and not run your mouth. That'd be great too. But whatever it is, just be who you are. Listen, remember, what they eat don't make you shit, and what you eat don't make them shit either. Either way, neither one. Neither one of you are shit. So just focus on you, boo. You can't make people happy. Happiness comes from within. Now you can add to people's happiness if they allow you to sprinkle a little pixie dust and you tell them to think happy thoughts and they start floating and flying and shit. That's beautiful. But you need to focus on you because your happiness is most important. They got to figure out their own happiness. You came in this world by yourself. You can leave by yourself, baby, even if you are a twin, except for those special circumstances that I don't like to speak on because I am not a doctor and I know nothing about that. But for those who are not under those special circumstances, you came in by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself, babe. Focus on you. Okay? And listen, no matter how much you try to fix it, no matter what you do, you won't. You won't fix it. You won't make it better because they'll find something else to nitpick about. So fuck them. And all that bullshit. Fuck them. Focus on, again, you. And always, I tell y'all, misery loves company. You got to tell that miserable bitch to get back. I tell her all the time, I don't fuck with your kind. I don't like miserable people. I don't want to be around miserable people. Say your stupid ass the fuck away from me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. Thanks. I don't indulge in that kind of behavior. I can't co-sign. I cannot subscribe. Listen, lastly, the last thing I'm going to say tonight is dream big, dream so big that your dreams exceed the universe, and then maybe hop into another dimension. Who knows? And then once you realize and visualize the dream, plan and execute because that's the only way it's going to happen. Plan and execute. Nothing happens just because you think it's going to happen. You got to put the work in, babe. You do. I believe in you, and I hope you believe in me too. And I hope you believe in yourself above all. But yeah, Put that plan into action, baby. You got it. You got this. I believe in you. I do. All right, y'all. I'm almost finished. That is, that is, we tapping out. We about to tap out. We tapped in and we about to tap out. At the end of the day, drama is often just the noise made by someone who refuses to be quiet. They tell me I'm dramatic. I refuse to be quiet. I will never. These players didn't just play the game. They forced the game to look at itself. And they're still forcing it. And I still say it's more for them to look at. If you're out there today and people are calling you too much or dramatic because you're passionate about your craft, keep that same fucking energy. Don't you change shit. Stay passionate. Stay passionate. They only talk about the people who matter. And obviously, if they're talking about you, baby, you matter. As our old saying, you know you're doing things right if you got haters. Fuck them. Fuck them. Anyway, I'm Kat Lee Woo. This has been the Tap In. Stay hungry, stay humble, stay safe, stay out of trouble. And if you are going to get in trouble, make sure you got a hell of a lawyer on retainer. And most importantly, stay ambitious. Y'all, I love y'all so much. I will talk to y'all tomorrow because we got some things to get into tomorrow. And I got to get up out of here. I got to save my voice for tomorrow. So I love y'all. Good night, y'all. I gotta go. Oh, I gotta go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Oh,